Emilio, the Honey Badger, Urrutia!
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour, episode 55. And today we got a big one. We're joined by a very special guest, my good friend, longtime Miami comedian, the big dog, Alex Tarno is in the house.
What's up,
What's
baby?
happening,
You doing
brother?
good, man?
My man.
Yeah, brother. How you doing tonight?
Yo, loving life, baby. Living the dream of living, doggy.
Yeah, man. Fuck. It's been a fun weekend, man.
Let's get into it, my man. My dog, Big Tarno, coming around for big weekend. What you been up to, big man?
Man, I hosted for Big Jay Oakerson this past weekend, dude. Over at the Miami Improv. It was fucking crazy, dude.
That's awesome. Congratulations, my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
This is going to be your first time. Is this your first time performing at the Miami Improv?
So I've done like some sort of shows, you know, there. Cisco Duran's like not a local comic, but like a headliner comic, right? I've done shows with him at the Miami Improv. You know, he's giving me time there. Mateo's put me on a couple of his roast battles and shit like that. But nothing really that I've ever like done a weekend, you know. So fuck, this was pretty big for me at least.
Yeah, this is like a certified, legit paid gig. Thursday. How many shows did you do?
Dude, did 5 shows.
Wow, 5 shows.
It felt fucking weird, man. Honestly, you know.
Have you ever done back-to-back shows like that? Like boom, boom, like on a showcase? Have you been on a show where you do 2 shows back-to-back or something like this?
Well, like 10 minutes, like, and then I drive and go do another 10 minutes or something like that. You know, I'll do that.
Exactly, yeah. But you never done like in a spot where like you do a whole show, wait 30 minutes, and then go out and do another crowd. Like the same room, same everything, just
and
different people.
Crowd, yeah, man. That was fucking wild, dude. Honestly. Dude. So, yeah, 15 minutes, which is, you know, a pretty decent amount of time.
It's a good amount of time, man. We saw you yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what you had about. You had it, you nailed it, too. Perfect. You had it in your head, kind of more or less, the 15-minute set.
Yeah. I actually had cut back. I added and then cut, like, something out of the set. You know, I have, like, a bit about Asian massage parlors that I cut out. You know, and it was going over well, dude. That was actually going over pretty well the past, like, 3 other shows that we did.
Okay, so the last show, you didn't do that one, right? The last show?
I didn't do that one.
Okay, that's funny to see that because I noticed that you didn't. Okay, boom, there you go.
You didn't do that one, man. But, yeah, it went over great, dude. Big Jay's a fucking gentleman, one of the best fucking comics out there today. He was doing nothing but crowd work.
Bro, how crazy. I was talking to JP and Creighton about that. I was so amazed. Like, yo, this guy. And then I sent Chris. A few people did the 2 shows. Like, a few people came and watched a couple of the shows. But I was wondering, like, if he did that. Did he do that all weekend? Just
all weekend he did crowd work, dude.
That means that
all weekend.
Almost like he barely hit any bits. He was just shooting from the hip, bro. Making people laugh, dude. Bro. Hilarious.
Barely did any bits, man. You know, and it was a pretty fucking good weekend. He did great, dude. He did amazing. He came to fucking Taurus.
He came to Taurus. So on the first night, and I just left Taurus that night too.
That sucks, dude. By the way, for people who don't know, Taurus in the Grove is a local, you know, bar that we've been doing comedy at for years. That's where, like, I cut my teeth. You know, it's one of the more rough, if you would call it that, shows to do, you know. So he showed up there. He was really fucking cool after his Thursday show, man, because he wanted to do more comedy. That's just how he is.
He's an animal with it. And he's been doing it for a long time, right? He's like
24 years.
24-year vet. So you met him at the first show. How was it? Was that your first time in the green room at the Miami Improv?
Yeah. No, I actually had been in the green room before for Mateo's show.
Okay, nice.
Right? Nothing, I mean, they didn't even give us, like, a waitress or anything like that for that. But this was, like, really fucking cool. Just, like, you know, free drinks, free food the whole weekend, you know. And just, it was cool, man. It was a weird feeling, just like, oh shit, you're part of it. You're part of it back there, dude. You know, I'm excited, dude. Hopefully you get more work like that, man.
Yeah, this is great. It's a long time coming. How long you been doing comedy for now, my man?
8 years, dude.
8 years.
8 years.
That's good. You're getting to that decade mark. You're scratching at the
almost 10 years. All in Florida,
closer
too.
To 10. All in Florida.
All in Florida, dude. I've never done a set outside of Florida.
No way.
Yeah, never.
Really? How was the comedy scene like when you first started in Miami? It must have been totally different, huh?
So yeah, when I first started, right, it was weird. It's weird, right? So before me with comedy, right, there weren't any like local bar shows or anything. So this is now, let's back up probably like 10 years or something like that.
Okay.
You
yes.
know, there weren't any like local bar shows. People didn't really do like shit other than like the Miami Improv, and then there was like clubs. People would do clubs, you know, because the comedy boom afterwards, there was still kind of like a thing, right?
In Miami, there was clubs before.
There was clubs.
You
before.
remember clubs?
Yeah, there was clubs before. So
Oh wow! Did you ever perform at the Miami Improv Coconut Grove?
never, dude. That was way before my time.
Way
That
before.
was
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm old because I've been there before. Like
Yeah.
I've seen a few shows there. You know.
It was before my time, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, so that had to have like probably like 2 years before I started doing stand up had
Okay.
ended or something like that.
Definitely.
You know, but that was like a notorious like shitty, like as far as like that back in the day, dude.
That
Was
place
a
was
rough
crazy.
fucking place.
It was
That
crazy. I've
place
been there a
was-
few times. I love that
Yeah,
place. I
the
used to
new
go there
club
all
is
the time.
so awesome, dude.
I was talking to my boy about it yesterday. I'm like, yo, this is crazy because that's one thing. Jay Oakerson was just he was doing crowd work, bum, 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 the whole time. And then the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, everybody's quiet right now.
Everyone's
Where-
paying attention.
Before, the one in the Grove used to be crazy, where the one in the Miami Improv here in Doral, that's actually the first time that I go as like a person not performing there, like and actually go and watch
And
a
just
show.
watching a show.
Yeah, to go watch your host
And people were
Big Jay.
attentive, dude.
It was it was amazing, man. And it was quiet, right? It was pretty quiet the whole time, right?
Yeah, it
Did
was
you reckon?
pretty quiet.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you first started, you were saying, right? My bad to sidetrack you. When you first
No worries.
started, you were saying like the club scene, a lot of club shows. There was a
Look,
little
there
bit
was
of a Miami
so
boom
when so
after?
before I started, right? There were clubs, right?
In Miami.
Before I started, yeah, there was the Miami Improv, there was the Comedy Zone, all these different clubs that these guys would drive to, right? And it was, I think, way harder to do stand up in like Florida, right? Because we didn't really have all these bar shows that we have now and all these little local joints that we have now. So, you know, and what was really rough about it was if you were working at the Miami Improv, you only worked at the Miami Improv. Or you only belong, like they didn't fuck with each other. Like,
Oh yeah,
they
it was
didn't
like,
fuck with each
It
other.
was like a
dude.
gym, you know, like you train at your gym and then you.
Exactly. So
gotcha.
like, which I mean, how do you get better that way?
That's
you know,
for sure, man.
how do you
Definitely.
get better that way? You need. So I was very fortunate that kind of like all the shit kind of died off, and these clubs kind of like died off, right? You know, I didn't have an improv for probably like the first 5 years of me doing stand up, right? I only had these local like bar shows that I would go out to and do stand up at, you know, and these local like
Meaning improv, why? 'Cause some Miami Improv was not around for a while.
yeah, it
or-
wasn't around for a while. They were figuring out what to do, you know, do it at City Place, you know.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
so that's true because that place, City Place in Doral, is pretty new. Really.
It's relatively
I mean,
new, yeah.
I'm pretty new to Miami, so since I've been back, I don't remember it from when I left, but it was around like 2 years ago. But yeah, exactly. Oh wow, okay. So then so between the Grove and there were no other spots.
Yeah, man.
That was a lot of downtime, and that's when
It's a
you were
lot.
that's when you were cutting your teeth in comedy.
That's when I was coming up in comedy. So then you had a lot of these other guys that are from that generation, right? That would open up different bar shows. Like someone who I'm very grateful for was Mary Smith, right? This older lady that had been doing comedy, you know, before me. And she had the show called Cafe Blue. Then she had Irish Times. These little bar shows that you would do, you know. And then like this lesbian couple, Quills and Vanessa, had this place called Artistic Vibes, which should be coming back soon, which will be fucking insane, dude.
Artistic Vibes. Where was that at? It sounds familiar. For
Artistic
some reason.
Vibes was, I think I was actually listening to like a podcast you're on with Cilio, and he had mentioned it to you. That's where I met Cilio.
That's where he cut his teeth doing
That's
comedy.
where I
That's
met
where he
Cilio.
first started.
That's where I
where
first
heard-
started as well. Yeah,
You and Cilio started at the same open mic, kind
it
of, right?
started at the same open mic. Yeah, I started probably a year before. I started a year before him, and then he started like a year after me.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! So you were like where I'm at now when you met him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically.
Just a
dude.
baby, yo.
Just a baby doing it, you know, and just doing it for a year. My mom, when I first started doing it, I was in high school, man, and she would drive me to like go to the show like every Thursday and these other mics and shit. You know, as a high schooler.
You started doing comedy in high school.
In high school, man.
That's amazing. Yeah, let me ask you that. I wanted to ask you that. How did you get into comedy? That's a good. There you go. That's a good little segue.
So, all right, it's kind of stupid.
Hey,
it's kind of stupid, but like, I had always wanted to be a stand-up comic, right? Like from a young age, I was like, "Fuck, I really want to be a stand-up comic," right? So, and I was like, I never really wanted like a real job. So, initially, I was like, "Okay,
yeah, fuck that, right? Who wants a real job?"
Yeah, I was like, initially, all right, I'm either gonna be a stand-up comic or a professional wrestler, right? Like those were like the two things that I really wanted to do. I mean, the professional wrestling thing, I was fucking serious about, dude.
You can still listen. You got a lane for that for sure, because you got that character vibe, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The wrecking ball, dude. Like
you can
fucking.
be like, yeah, bro, we get you in some fucking tights, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I'll fucking could fuck some people up in there, dude.
And you're athletic, you know what I'm saying? So you can move and groove, dog.
Yeah, dude. So I remember I was about like 17, right? And the plan was in life, and it was genuinely the plan, was I'm going to become a professional wrestler first, because you need to be young while you do that. You need to be spry, and you need to be an athlete, right? I'm going to do that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to try to do all like open mics and do stand-up comedy at the same time. And then retire retire from being a successful professional wrestler, and then like go to stand-up comedy, right? That was the fucking plan. That was the plan. And then I just have dog shit shoulders, right? Just horrible. I've destroyed my shoulders. Like I've had 3 surgeries, you know.
Oh, really?
So it's like, yeah, realistically, I was being realistic. I'm like, okay, so I can't be a professional wrestler. Let me just go straight into stand-up comedy. So I went straight into stand-up comedy when I was 18. I was like, fucking, all right, this is like, and after doing it, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do, man.
Boom. So how did you find, what was it like back then? So you wanted to do stand-up. Were you a fan of stand-up? Were you watching a lot of stand-up?
Yeah, I loved watching stand-up comedy.
So it was like your thing. Like anybody you used to like watch particularly that you remember that when you were growing up or coming up?
The one. So Christopher Titus.
Okay.
Right, Louis C.K.
Like, damn, yeah, hell yeah.
Jim Jeffries,
Oh, Jim Jeffries is good, yo. And I got put onto him a little bit later.
I remember watching Jim Jeffries, right, and seeing his stand-up and his kind of stand-up, and I was like, that's what I want to do. That's the kind of thing I like. I'm very heavily influenced by, like, Jim Jeffries, I like Titus, too. I like stories.
Yeah.
Stories
Oh,
are good.
Yeah.
I like doing stories, I like bits, like silly, just being stupid, Well, I'm gonna burp.
Nah, go and get it let out.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Like just being silly on stage. I don't like taking myself too seriously. So that's what Jeffries is, like just silly, like stories, having a good time on stage.
He's smart too, He's got
smart,
like good
yeah. I'm nowhere near that. Then I saw like Louis C.K. and I fell in love with like Louis C.K. from a young age. I remember like when I was in high school realizing like, oh shit, dude, this is a long road like to make it in stand-up comedy, right? To do it. I'm nowhere near that at all. I just got my first like hosting gig at the Improv after 8 years, We could talk about how I got that in a little bit. It's not, but I remember watching YouTube videos of Louis C.K., and then I clicked on one of him when he was probably 8 years into it, and seeing how young he was, and just with hair, thin, in good shape, and then knowing that he didn't become successful. Not really.
He's a late bloomer, right?
Yeah, not even successful, more like really successful, because he was a working comic.
For a long time, right?
For a long time.
He's probably always been since the 80s.
Comic.
Since the 80s, he was
a
funny,
comic,
but just not like a superstar. He didn't break.
Exactly.
He didn't break through. Not that he didn't take him a long time to get funny. He's probably always been funny.
No, he's always been funny.
But
it's
for
not
some
that.
reason, whatever reason, dog, the smartest guy in the room just wasn't getting the look because it's showbiz too. I guess. So I don't know.
It's just that. So what I mean by that is like the fame, right?
Yeah.
So I was I saw that, and the video of him being young, and I threw up in the waste bag, in a garbage fucking can, just because I'm like, oh shit, like this is like what this is, where it's like it's a long road. It's a long fucking road if you actually want to make a living at it. If you actually want to be successful at doing stand-up comedy. You know, like I'm nowhere near. Yeah, I've been doing it for 8 years, but like it's like, dude, that's just the beginning.
You're just scratching the surface.
It's just the beginning, dude. It really is. You know, so fucking. You've been at it now.
1 year exactly, dog.
1
This
year,
is my 1 year
exactly.
anniversary.
Good for you, dude. Fucking good.
Yeah,
for you,
my
man.
dog, and that's why I want to have you on the podcast, yo, because you're one. Like I'm trying to go down the line of like people I met. Well, I had Chris first because he was blind and my studio wasn't ready yet. So. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you're one of the people, bro. That's why you're like a comic too, dog. For me, like for like one of the newer guys looking in. Yeah, man, one of the guys that when I first came through always showed love right away. Kind of like you. How did you get? You run a show, right? So you have a show in Miami called Dade County Comedy. You and Raul.
Yeah, I have a company that we do like different shows. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys do with that? It's called Dade County Comedy, right?
Dade County Comedy. So we go to different venues, you know, and we go like, hey, we'll do a comedy show here for X amount of how much it is, you know, and they make money off of alcohol sales or wherever the fuck they're selling.
Boom.
You know, we put asses in seats. So that's what we're doing. And we have, you know, our book shows. And also it's like the first like paid like shows that ever like in like here in this, you know, that shit wasn't happening before. A lot of people were doing this shit for free for a while, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
so
First paid show I got was
yeah, man.
Dade County Comedy
Fuck
Show.
yeah.
It was my first paid show. I'll never forget. I had no idea too. So that's why I always had love for you guys, man. Showing, especially for all the up and coming comics, bro. How many guys have you helped put up and kind of almost like, I don't know, man. Like you put these guys on, bro. You got an open mic for all the newer comics, when, you know, right away. So they have a big list, and it's crazy that you could just follow Dade County Comedy and right away, boom, you can get yourself into like all the open mics.
It, dude.
And then through those open mics, you can build your way up into like a showcase, which is kind of, I feel like for me looking down now, is kind of like the blueprint, I guess. Like start with the open mics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's never, you always do, everybody does open mics, right?
Everyone.
You're just trying
you
to
should
get
always
on stage.
Bro, I've been fucking.
It's not like you, it's not like you
hit, exactly.
Yeah,
dude.
it's just training, dog. Open mic is like going to practice.
Exactly,
right?
bro. Fucking shit. That's you and I on like a Friday night, man. You know, we'll go and do the tipsy, the fucking what is it called? Thank you, Miami, and then we'll go ahead and do just the funny, dude.
We do the double dippers, and boom, this is what I was gonna say. Yeah, and this is what I mean by a comedian for you is like you're a comic. Is that like 8 years in the game, but you're still out here grinding with all of us, you know, like getting better, putting in the reps, bro.
I like hanging out with, you know, I like building like the circle, right? You know, I know that people like, you know me in the scene and like are cool with me. So I think if people see me talking to like younger guys and, you know, it just builds the circle bigger as far as like the
100%.
scene goes, you know. So
no, for sure, man.
Yeah, you know, that whole comic thing. I just love like stand-up comedy, and I love like seeing people go at it and try and succeed, man. You know, I have no ego when it comes to this. You're always gonna get humbled, bro. This shit is one of. It's like sometimes sometimes it humbles you, bro. Sometimes that shit sucks, man. You know.
And what is it? And you know what's crazy about it is like the humbling you mean, right? Is because like randomly it'll spark.
Yeah.
And then right away,
Cloud nine,
it's great. But when it sparks,
you get this shit kicked out of you after.
People think you're crazy. Like I know sometimes after like a rough set or whatever, like a rough week, even I don't know, just how. I mean, especially for me right now, starting off. I mean, I can hit or miss, you know.
Yeah.
And you know how it is, but man, but when it's great,
it's great, dude.
That's what we're chasing.
When you're on cloud nine, you're on cloud nine. You know, sometimes like it can suck. It fucking sometimes blows.
Did you feel the nerves this weekend at the Improv? Like, was that one of the bigger crowds you've performed? That's got to be one of the bigger crowds you've performed
for sure. You know, Comic-Con too. Like I've done.
That's a huge crowd, bro. The Comic-Con when I see you guys perform
200
there.
200 and something. Yeah.
That's a big one, bro. How often is that show? Like
once a year, twice a year, you know.
Okay, it's a few though.
Because we do different ones. Yeah, we do
different Comic Cons.
Yeah, we do different ones, and you know.
Oh, it's always a different. Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning like in a different place or like different.
Different places, you know. But yeah, this weekend, like the nerves. Initially, I was like, "Fuck, dude. Okay, I'm going to go do this." Right? There was so much of me that I was like, "Fuck, okay, I kind of don't want to do this, but it's like, yeah, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it because this is how you grow. You want to do this. This is how you grow. You got when opportunities presented. You gotta fucking take the opportunity, man. You gotta take it. It's like whenever like a fighter's offered like a fight that he wasn't really training for, and then like, yo, this shit's happening in like a month. Like you want it or what? And then it's like, okay, cool, I'll fucking take it. So it's that where it's like so this is what happened with how I got that, right? This all happened within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, so I signed up to do Florida's Funniest, right? So I did the Florida's Funniest competition. Something I didn't even really want to do. I was like gonna sleep in that fucking day. I was like, this is stupid. I already know that Ricky Cruz, Luis Diaz, all these fucking people are gonna get through.
Damn, dog. Yes.
I already know they're gonna get through. Fuck. Yada yada. Just because they are who they are. They're good. They're good. The improv likes them. Of course, like they're gonna get through. And love those guys. Those are cool dudes. Right, so I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? This is stupid. And I was like, all right, dude, if anything, it's just a set, the improv, and if you do good, like, then it's good. Like, hopefully this, the manager's there, someone, and sees you. Let's see. Like, so I went, I was number 3, right? And I went up. And I just was the first one with energy. I did a fucking crush. I'm going to be honest.
You had a
crush.
great set.
Yeah, I don't like saying that ever out loud. But
I know what
you're
saying. I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely. And
I had a great set,
This is how I know you had a great set because when I was at the Taurus, everybody afterwards who was there was telling me how much of a great set you had. Such a great set that I thought you won the thing. And I texted you and I was like, yo, congrats, dog.
Congrats, dude.
I just rocked that shit. Let's do it. And you were like, yo, and then that's
yeah. So, like, dude, I mean, people were coming up to me after I went up, right? Like, all those names I mentioned before, Ricky, Lewis, Jay, they were coming up to me and going, man, you fucking murdered. You rocked it, dude. Good. I think you got this. Yada. So the night goes on. I'm like, fuck, I think I might have a fucking chance. I think I'm going to get passed through the next round, right? So, moment of truth comes, Luis Diaz, Grant Tolliver, Ricky Cruz. I'm like, fuck, okay, cool. Well, there's that, whatever. Had a fun set, yada. So then I'm getting up, talking to the other comics and shit, and all of a sudden Melissa, the manager of the Miami Improv, walks straight to me and goes, hey, you had a fantastic set. It was really hard to decide. To like have you not pass through the next round. I want you to start working here and at the clubs, right? I need your information, okay? So I'm gonna get your information, and she gave me her business card. So that was not this week, but the weekend before, the week before, right? So okay, cool. And I was like, fuck, holy shit, like all right, like. They wanted, and when she said work the clubs, like multiple clubs, so I was like, fuck, okay.
All right, Dania and what's the other one?
West Palm. West Palm. I don't know if I got to talk to Renee like to work that one, but at least Dania and Miami, I could work.
Connected?
Yeah, because Melissa books like those two. So anyway, right, I sent like a message to her on Friday. Hey, thank you so much for the opportunity. Yada. I'm available like pretty much all the time other than like Monday. I think I'd be a really good fit to open up for Big Jay Oakerson. I just threw it out there, right? And she messaged me back. She on Wednesday, like the day before I'm fucking doing this shit, the day before, right? And goes, hey, I think you'd be a great fit to host for Big Jay Oakerson. Do you want to do it? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do it, and just like that, I got that, just like that, So it's weird. It seems like simple enough, but sometimes you get in your own fucking way. Like, oh, how do I do that? Well, just do this really quick and see how it works. Like audition,
Yes, exactly, bro. Yeah. And they're not gonna, and you weren't even gonna do it like because you thought that. Oh, and look what happened. You see, because you went against you got on stage.
I went against what I really wanted to do, which was fucking sleep like a fucking putz, and I went and I did it, and I had a good set. And then boom, she, said, hey, I want you to start working the club. great, you know. Then I sent an email, and then boom, just got that opportunity, man. And then I rocked it this weekend, and then she said, hey, you did a great job. So hopefully there's more work to come, you know, hosting at the improvs down here, dude.
Oh, man, it'd be great. I want to see you do, though. You can start hosting the new faces, dog. You can start hosting all these puppies, you know?
Yeah, man.
You get you in there, you know?
Exactly,
to get these guys comfortable. Yeah, it was great seeing you up there doing the work, man. You know what's funny? You were talking about it. You were saying you almost like with the nerves where it's like you almost didn't want to do it, but you have to, you know?
You have to do it, dude.
The same thing happens with fighting all the time. Like sometimes on fight day, you get so nervous. You're like, why do I do this? You know, like when you signed up for it, but like you guys signed up for it, you know?
Yeah. That shit's to me insane.
But it's the same concept, bro. You know, it's funny. Like when if I get booked for a show or like if I know that like if you guys hit me up to do like one of these like the one in Doral, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or just a Dade County show. If I know I'm going to do like a showcase, like I'm already thinking about that date. Like it's like thinking like of a fight, you know? And that day you're nervous. I'm like thinking over about my lines, you know, because you want to do good, bro. So
the difference is you don't get a fucking concussion. Or
but dog, it doesn't matter, bro, because I'll tell you what, fighting is more like oh, perfect. I was thinking the same thing. Pass me that
bottle opener.
Yeah.
Sure, I know.
I was in the same boat.
This podcast is not sponsored by Heineken.
Yeah, so we're freaking trying to keep this podcast is staying out of the limelight. Exactly, yo.
Oh shit. Okay.
They the thing is when you care about it, when you care about something, that's when you feel the nerves.
Yes, exactly. When you give a shit.
When you give a shit. When you go to a job you don't give a fuck about, you don't care if you mess up the guy. You know what I'm saying?
You don't care if you mess up. Exactly.
It's that good pressure that you put on yourself to perform, you know?
Yeah, dude. You know, and there's a fine line, dude, of giving a shit and not giving a shit, too. That sometimes is what makes you succeed.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Yeah. Touch on that a little bit. That's so true. That's a great one.
Because you kind of... Because if you worry too much, right? If you freak out too much, you might crumble and fall, right?
You get in your own head, dog. You get in your own head. 100%. You know this probably how much... That's the key. For me, I feel like that's what it is with stand-up, man. I'm sure you can touch on that a little bit, right? Like, it's just the more comfortable you are up there...
The better it is.
The better you do. Yeah, the better, right? And then the fact that everybody knows that it's like energetic. Everybody can feel it. You know, you know.
That's like one of the things that like I don't do when I am out like doing sets is I really don't like look over like notes before because I don't want to. I just think about all right, what do I? I'll think about what I want to work on earlier. Like if I'm like serious about working on some shit, I'm like okay, this, right? Have that in your head, and then, you know, I'll go and do it. Because I want to be loose. I want to have fun. I want to hang out with the people who are there, you know. I want to hang out with comics. I want to do a good job. The more loose you are, the better you're going to be. Your job when you do stand-up comedy is to have a good time, have other people have a good time, you know, and just be fun, be silly, and try to get people on your side, you know. It's likability with stand-up. It really is, you know. So, when you freak the fuck out, that's when shit falls apart. When you overthink shit, dude, that's when it's like, oh, okay, fuck, it can like be really fucked up. You know, I've seen people have anxiety attacks on stage. It's the worst thing ever, man.
For real, like anxiety. I've had some big bombs where you've seen even like, damn, where you be like, yo, but what do you mean by anxiety? I could imagine because this
like
is nervous, dog.
Stop talking, like
yo.
This, yeah.
And what is it about, like, when you do bad, like, it's like you forget you're, like, I don't know. When I start to bomb, dog, like, I swear I have the respect for people when I see comics, like, my friends, and they can just bomb gracefully. They can just keep going with it, you know? Like, sometimes when it goes bad, I start forgetting, like, I'm like, oh, shit, you just don't even know what to say anymore.
Yeah,
wow. So in anxiety, like, they just, like, you have to grow. Are you hosting and you got to grab the mic from them, or you think they get it, like?
Sometimes you let them fend for themselves, you know, but... It's just so... I used to host the mic at Taurus for like 2.5 years, right?
Oh, really?
That was rough, bro.
You were the Taurus? Oh, you were the Taurus before Dabo? You passed it to...
Yeah, way before, yeah.
Okay, so...
I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I bet.
Oreo was... After the pandemic, Oreo went to me and was like, hey, look, you know, I want you to host again and you're going to get paid this time. And I'm like, fuck that shit, dude. It was so much. It was so much of a... Dog, it's so taxing. And it was back then when Taurus was Taurus, dude. Because now, oh, it's over by 12:30. It's so late. Bullshit, dude. I didn't get home until 4 o'clock in the morning because the mic sometimes didn't stop till 3.
At Taurus.
At Taurus, yeah.
Really?
Till 3 o'clock. Yeah, that shit would be going, Jack.
No
That
way.
shit would be going, dude. Yeah.
Dog, I've done a few for Daba just recently because I'm trying to get my feet wet and like get my foot in the door and start doing it. It's fucking no joke.
That shit will make you a man as far as comedy goes,
Bro.
It will, dude. It'll fucking toughen you the fuck up.
Yeah. The Taurus is like, that's another thing by Comics Comment. You don't miss a Thursday at the Taurus, dog. You're at the Taurus, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Where I've seen guys,
being
I've
there.
seen people go to the Taurus and like not even finish their time. Like it's just going bad and they just be like, all right, let's give it up for your host. And they're just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, dude. Like, they just accept that they got the shit kicked out.
They're
And
just like, yeah, this plate. But then, bro, the Taurus is something else, dog.
It's a magical fucking place, dude.
It is
And
magical,
someone who
right? It
came
is
to-
magical, dog.
It was cool. Who came to fucking Taurus? Big Jay
And
Oakerson.
you took Big Jay to our
Oakerson.
stomping hole.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah, so you're working to the first night when you're opening for him and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you let him know afterwards, or you guys talked at the show? How'd you get him to
So
Taurus?
I was
wondering,
dude. I gotta give credit to fucking Ricky Cruz for that, right? Because him and I were like, we're gonna go to Taurus, right? Ricky and I we're gonna walk out of the green room, and then Ricky taps like Big J in the foot, like, "Hey man, we're gonna do more comedy if you want to come," And then I was like, "Yeah, man, this place called Taurus in the Grove. It's a legendary like mic.
It's a legendary Miami mic, dog.
Miami mic, dude. Yeah, Aaron Berg's been there. Kurt Metzger, Bobby Lee, has been there. And it's
I'm gonna meet Aaron Berg.
You're gonna meet Aaron? Oh yeah, because the comedy.
He's gonna be at the comedy. I don't know if I'm gonna
dude.
meet him, but I'm gonna hear him.
He's
Sorry.
a fucking.
I'm gonna open the door for him. So
Yeah,
he's gonna have to
dude.
make eye contact with me, dog.
Dude, yeah, Aaron Berg's funny as fuck, man.
Yeah, it's great. He's been to the Taurus before.
He's been to Taurus before. I've seen him murder a Taurus, dude. Just fucking murder a Taurus.
That's the thing about the Taurus, right? Like, it's a crazy hard room. But if you're a murderer, you can go there and you can get their attention and you can get that place going.
Exactly.
And you can't talk shit. Then you can be like, oh, damn, because I've seen some amazing people go in there already. Just like in, bro, my first couple weeks of comedy, I seen like Cisco roll in there, a few other, like, I was like, oh, snap, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I first met you at, bro.
Yeah, man. It's a magical fucking
And
place.
that's where like I got the welcoming from all you guys, man. I was actually going to my car and you were like, yo, and then you called me over, bro. You were hanging out with Raul over there, like by the little church. What is that, like the little church area where we hang out?
So it's
Bro,
real
you're
estate.
the one that put me down with the crew,
Yeah,
dog.
man.
Oh, and then Focal too.
Fuck yeah,
I
dude.
miss the Focal too, right? Remember that's the one I used to see you at a lot, also, yo.
Yeah, man. I like a lot, for me, like the hang aspect of it, right? Like hang out with comics, shooting the shit, because it's something like that we do that other people don't do. Even at the beginning level of doing stand-up comedy, you're already doing something that the vast majority of people in this world will never fucking do and are afraid to do, and that's public speak and try to make people laugh. People are terrified of that shit. You're
gonna be mad.
That's why you probably have the camaraderie with fighters.
Yeah.
Like that you have that kinship, because it's
so
like
hard.
It's so hard, and vast majority of people are not going to choose to do that for a career path, right? Much like comedy, it's a hard path to go down, dude. And the people you should be close with other comics. You should, root them on and cheer them on, And don't get me wrong, there's fucking assholes anywhere you go. And we've talked about the assholes, We don't have to fucking mention the assholes. But, yeah, they're fucking assholes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me touch on that a little bit because I'm sure a lot of people who start comedy, number one, yes, it's very clicky. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? It could be, but not really, yo. It's gone like since. All right, so when you first started out, was it like a grind, or was there like people that you can like look up to that kind of? Was it like every man more for himself? Is it camaraderie? All right, because I feel like with Dade County Comedy right now, you have a lot of camaraderie, but you do hear like through podcasts and through the scene that like most of the time it's like a dog eat dog world, like where a lot of like everybody's just trying to get ahead.
So, okay, when I first started, right, the comics weren't like mean to us that were ahead of us, right? They just kind of didn't talk to like the newer comics. They weren't like, they wouldn't reach out. You know what I mean? So unless were started to become funny, right? So once you were funny, they'd fucking talk to you. It's not like me where like, oh, new comic, cool. I'll just be nice to them initially. Like it's a new comic. I know they're not gonna be great when they're fucking starting. So I'm just gonna be nice to them, yada yada yada, and then that goes a long way. Whether they want to keep doing it or not is up to them, bro.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's the thing. So I wouldn't say that the comics were assholes to us at all, but when they started to see us do good, that's when they started talking to us. Someone who did talk to me initially was Paul Jomayus, and this guy named James Pate. Those were like two dudes I, look up to, and they started talking to me. And Chris Cilio, So, yeah, I came up with all those dudes, like Chris Cilio, David Martin, Sebastian Rodriguez, Jonathan Farrak, Mateo Rodriguez, Oriel Rodriguez. We all started at, Artistic Vibes.
Those are like the names. That's funny you say that because those are the guys in my head that I want to get like in the pod in a row, because these are all the guys that I met through the...
That's my class.
That's so funny. I got to write that down, though. Those are going to be the first group of... That's going to be the first class of... But I might go a little bit before your class too, dog. If I can, but yes, okay. Fuck, I love all those guys, bro. Oriel, Martel, still out here doing work. We see them all the time.
Yeah.
Oriel does the tourist one now. He does How long did he host the open mic before you? And did he he went
would
straight?
Host the main show.
But he always did the main show, because before Freddie stepped.
Freddie Stebbins and then Oriel, or he passed it to Oriel.
Exactly. So Oriel was the open mic, and Freddie Stebbins did the show.
No. I was doing like the open mic while.
So you were doing it with Freddie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Oriel then got like the main, because you show up every fucking week and have conversations with Freddie, and Oriel was just up for it, dude. Which that's a fucking grind, and Oriel's the perfect person for that.
He's so good at it.
He's the perfect person for that,
He's so good at it. Because even when it's crazy in there, he can maneuver and ride the wave, and when it's great, he can just rock out, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, when people do, like, when there's a crazy set in between, he just has the perfect, he's great with it.
He's great, dude.
So then, man. So then when the tours went, right, like, you were there with Oriel, what's it called? When did you opt out from the tours open mic, when you were like, all right?
Literally right before everything shut down, I was like, fuck, I think I'm done with hosting this mic, bro. Like, what the fuck? And then the week after, the shit shut down, right? Like, so I said, I think I'm done doing this, and then the fucking world shut down, And then I just was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I may or may not go back to, like, hosting that, So then I got the offer again, like, by Oriel, and then I was just kind of like, no, I don't want to do it, I fucking pain in the ass, man. It's a pain in the ass. A lot of late nights. It's fun as far as like like the younger comics coming up to you and shit. So that's cool. Still filming, cool. The younger comics coming up to you, right, and then asking for advice and shit. Fucking. Carlos Hernandez used to come up to me all the time for advice and shit.
Damn, that's dope, yo. Yeah. When he was starting off and stuff.
Yeah. I fucking didn't mention too. Fucking Marcelo Hernandez is someone who started with us too. Yeah.
And he's on SNL now.
He's on SNL now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a murderer too. He's kills. I've seen him. That's one guy that's another guy too that I've seen like on a night where like everybody's just getting their butt kicked by the tourists, and he just goes in there and shuts the place down. And rides out. You know what I mean? Like I was like, damn, that's legit.
Not always like that, dude. Sometimes I'll never forget. I'll never forget watching him one time, dude. Have a really hard time. Like this is when he still maybe like 3 years into it. And he had a hard time, and dude, that guy fucking stormed out of the fucking. He's an athlete when it comes to comedy, right? As far as like he looks at it like a player, like a fucking. I want to win this fucking game, you know.
Hell yeah.
I've never really looked at it like that. I'm more like I fucking enjoy doing this, I want to, be good at this, but like
I feel you, bro.
That level of intensity I've never had.
No, but I like that. But that's kind of like, I remember you told me that once. You told me that story, and I kind of was like, oh, that's dope, like, because it just shows that because he cares, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's all,
He gives a shit. It shows that he gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, what's your process on writing jokes? How did you find your style? Through the people you like, or has your style changed or developed a lot
over the years? So, I guess like I'm story based, right? Basically, I have a lot of that, right? But I also like just stupid gags, so I've always kind of worked my way up to that. Like never was really story when I first started, you know. Initially, you're just trying to figure out shit to do. You're just trying what is funny, so you throw shit at the wall, you know, anything, you know. So over the years, I just started to hone it a little bit, you know. So for me, yeah, like the Asian massage parlor story was like one of the first stories that like I came up with that like, oh, the people fuck with this, they like this a lot, you know. And then you building on different stories, like another one that I have is I got sexually not molested, assaulted by a giant blind chick at a Kmart one time. You know, that was fun.
Was it a real story or what?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, yeah.
Wait, so you got a blind chick?
So, I'll go ahead.
Let's get into it. Now we're going to have to...
Yeah. So, anyway, I was on the apps, you know, swiping through. And I see this one chick, and I go, fuck, I kind of like her. Swipe on her. And then, you know, message back and forth. She seems like a nice lady, you know. So, she and I go like, oh, let's meet up, you know. And I go and I'm going to pick her up at like a coffee shop. And she comes out and it's not her. It's just this big fucking gorilla of a broad that comes out of the coffee shop and sees my car and opens up the car and gets in. I'm like, are you Kate? You know? And she was like, yeah, I'm fucking Kate. You know? Dude, it's terrifying. It's like a fucking dude that like, oh, this is a guy. This is kind of like a guy, you know, not a guy, but like it's like a guy, you know. So anyway, I go and I take her. And I'm not trying to do the comedy version of this. I'm just like talking, and I'm driving around. I'm like, oh, where you want to go? And she goes, I need to get black mulch. And I go, okay, you know,
black mulch, like
black
from where, like from
mulch,
Home Depot,
like mulch, like from Home Depot. And
you gonna do some gardening or something?
Yeah, fuck, dude. Just gonna garden his dick. Fucking. So anyway, I go and I take her to Kmart, right? For like a fucking retard. I don't know why I didn't go to Home Depot, you know. And I'm taking her all throughout the Kmart, and she's walking with her hand on my shoulder because she's blind.
But how'd she find the car?
Huh?
How'd she find the car?
I don't fucking know that part, dude. She stormed out. You know, like bumping and shit. You know, she came to the car, so she then grabbed me and we're walking in the Kmart, right? And you know, we get to like the section where the mulch is, and it's only red mulch.
But she didn't say she was blind on the.
No, dude, not at all, man. Women lie.
All right, so. She didn't have no stick or nothing. She was just cruising.
Nothing, just cruising. Not Chris Celioing it at all, bro.
Yeah, fuck, man.
Yeah.
And then what did she want the most for? Did you ever ask her?
No, not really. Fucking, not really. Yeah. Dude, when you're on those awful dates, right? Those like Instagram, like, or fucking app dates, right? Sometimes you don't even really have real conversation. You're right, because it's more like you have fuck conversation.
Like in person or on the
app? On the app,
yeah,
like fuck conversation, you know? You think, oh, we're going to just get to... Because it's like a fuck app.
She definitely put that she's blind, dog.
Yeah, definitely. No, she didn't fucking do it, yeah.
But she didn't have... But she had her eyes closed, you think? Or like...
No, it was like fucking... like some sort of blindness to like sun or some bullshit like that. But I don't know. It was like a sensitivity towards light, you know. So I take her to the mulch, right? It's red mulch. She's fucking pissed off. I don't know why she's pissed off. It doesn't matter what fucking color it is, right? She's fucking blind. And she's mad. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and calm her down by giving her like a slushie. So I go to that area of the Kmart where the slushie is. and there's like a female bathroom, and she shoves me into like the female bathroom, and just picks me up and starts to make out with me violently, right? Just going, ah. And it was really weird, man, because like she had gum in her mouth, right? And it was Trident gum, and that's the gum that my mom chews. So I was just thinking about my mom the whole fucking time, like while I'm making out with this chick, dude. And
she's blind. I would have just been like, yo, you just gotta like push, like stiff arm her.
She's
You know
huge,
what I'm saying?
bro. She was, and also like this is when I was like thin, so like she fucking was able to pick me up and shit, dude.
You were doing comedy at the time?
Yeah, I was doing comedy at the time, you know. Dude, and she threw me on the toilet, pants all fucking covered in piss and stuff. Right.
Wait, why are your pants? What? Your pants are covered in piss? Why are your pants covered in piss?
Because on the fucking lid, like there's piss for some fucking reason in the girl's bathroom.
Oh, so
for some reason there's piss on the girl's bathroom lid. And dude, she goes and throws me, right, and fucking piss all over my pants, and she goes and pulls my pants down, right, and my dick's not ready at all. I'm not really hard or anything like that. And she starts to give me a blowjob, and she, you know, made a blowjob happen out of nowhere, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. Have you ever had a boner happen?
Yeah.
Or you didn't want a boner to happen?
Yeah, sure.
It's the worst fucking feeling. It's the
Well, what do you
worst.
mean, bro? She was giving you a blowjob. I mean, you probably want a boner, right?
I didn't want it. This is a big burly broad, bro. It's a big burly chick, you know. I was kind of like, you know, when you're trying to fight it, like having an erection. Have you ever had that feeling?
What do you mean, like
you don't want to get a boner and then it's happening?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that shit, dude. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm not into this, you know.
But you were.
Maybe a little bit. So then it gets real quiet, and she goes, "Take a shit." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "Take a shit." And she yells at the top of her lungs, and I'm like, okay. You know, she wanted to give me a blumpkin. You know what a blumpkin is?
Nah.
So a blumpkin is while a girl's blowing you on the toilet, you shit.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah, bro. Fucking so. Anyway, I'm trying to shit as hard as I can.
In the wall, and you guys are in the Walmart bathroom?
No, we're in the Kmart bathroom, man. We're in the Kmart bathroom. And then I'm like trying like to shit as hard as I can, dude. And I just have this little rabbit turd come out of my asshole. And she looks at it and she gets mad at me. She goes, "That's it!" Right? And then fucking storms out of the bathroom. I'm like, I don't think this bitch is blind, bro. Like, just got like out of the bathroom, right? And I never see her again. That's the end of like that fucking, you know, interaction. It was horrible, dude. Horrible. But, you know, on stage, I had little punches to it and shit like that. You know?
Oh, that was the... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's a wild story.
It was horrible, dude. Yeah.
But that was without the punches.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then, you never saw her again?
Never saw her again, dude. She fucking deleted me off the app, too. So I just didn't deliver. I guess I just
don't know
didn't deliver.
what she wanted you to deliver, yo.
Yeah, man. Fucking horrible. You ever had an interaction like that with a chick?
Like that with a blind chick? No, well, not like that. No. Nah, yo, most of the time, if I'm taking a shit, the girls don't want to be around, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not this broad.
Like, yeah, dog.
Not this
That's a rough
broad,
one.
Yeah.
Especially in public, dog. I ain't never had no chick.
Dude, and I don't like public interactions.
Pull me into
like
the,
that.
you know what I'm saying?
I remember one time when I was in high school, right? So my high school girlfriend and I were going on like grad bash or whatever the fuck it is, like at the end of the year. You know that fucking field trip that you do?
Yeah.
So we're going and we have a blanket over us. She's kind of like playing with my dick, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. You know, cool. She's playing with my dick. And I think, all right, that's the extent of it, of like public, like fooling around, you know. and we're gonna have a fun time, like in like the park and shit, just have a chill time. She keeps trying to pull me into the girls' bathroom too, like to like fuck or something, right? And I'm like kind of like pulling her away from it, because it's like there's tons of parents, there's tons of staff and shit, and you know we're gonna get in trouble. That's what's gonna happen, and our parents are gonna hear about it, and we're fucked. Like, you know, that's so me being neurotic, not like wanting to like fucking like get in trouble. And like, yes, of course I would have loved to have busted nut, but I didn't, you know, so I didn't want to get in trouble. And I tell, you know, I finally get kind of mad. I'm like, hey, you know, like you're an awesome girl. I don't want to take you to the bathroom and fuck you like some whore. Right, and she goes, "You think I'm a whore?" And then she starts crying, and the whole fucking trip is now just trying to make her feel better, and like dance with her fucking while Neo's singing, because Neo was fucking singing on the, you know, when they have like the performers. Like, did you ever do this, like Grad Bash?
No, what is this? It sounds like
it's like a field trip. It's like a field trip at the end of the year that you take.
And all the seniors go and
yeah,
stuff?
and then I guess like the ticket, you also pay for like the performer that's gonna be there. So like Neo was there performing.
Yeah, okay, so he was there like performing for all these high school kids and stuff.
Yeah, dude, and it killed me because the only thing I had wanted to do was go on the Hulk, right? And I had to spend the whole time consoling my girlfriend and make her.
She never went on the Hulk with you?
She never went on the Hulk.
Did you guys do any rides there?
Yeah, we went. What? Oh, yeah. No, dude, we went on Dr. Seuss's, wherever the fuck, like that Dr. Seuss ride that's on the top of Seuss World. You go all the way around it. We did that.
Where was the Grad Bash at? In
Universal's Islands of Adventure. Yeah.
Just one park or what?
Nah, it was both parks because they opened up like this little fucking side thing, right? Like, so there's like a gate between two parks. So when that's open, you can walk through the two parks. You know, it was fun as fuck. But and also,
it's all different schools too, right? I think, or something like this.
It's all different schools, yeah.
From Florida, they go.
Yeah. Yep. It was fun, dude. But not really. Like, it sucked because of that. Because I had to be with this chick to make her feel better. You know. But initially, I did fuck her. I did have sex with her. The way I had sex with her was interesting, right? Because she was going to go to FSU and, like, leave, like, you know, and go pursue school. And I, like, had a very small window of time to actually, like, figure out how, like, to organize having sex with her. You know, when you're young, you're just trying to figure out how to fuck a chick, where to fuck a chick, you know?
Yeah.
So...
Just bang them in the car or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, like something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So...
If you have one, yeah. It's hard. Yeah,
it's hard.
When you're young, it's fucking
hard. It's not like now you can go to a hotel, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyway, man, I fucking sat both my parents down. And I was like, look, this girl's going to leave soon. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to just get the fuck out of the house for 4 hours, like, on Sunday. Please, right? And my mom's like, no, yada yada, we don't want that. You know, it's my house. My dad was like, no, this needs to happen. He's not. This needs to happen.
Yeah, he's not coming through for the boys, you know.
Exactly, bro. And the only reason why I lost my virginity was because my fucking dad stepped in the way of my mom and was like, yeah, fucking no, this has to fucking happen, bro.
Damn, that's dope, yo. Pops came through, dog.
Pops came through, man.
Hell yeah, he knows what a man needs.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Fucking yeah, and then doing comedy the whole time too.
Fucking. You were doing comedy back then already?
Yeah, man. Yeah, high school, yeah.
And were you making bits about all that crazy shit already back then and stuff? You think?
Yeah, I didn't really get into story until later on, you know. So that's what the initial question was. So like, yeah, like different story bits that I have, you know, going to a strip club, yeah, just working on shit, you know. And building on material, it just happens over time, man.
Have you done any podcasts before, yo?
Yeah, I've done Cilio's.
I heard that one. I heard the one with Chris.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I fucking have done a few. John Everyman's podcast. I don't know if you ever done the Everyman show.
No, what is that one? Is it good? Is it from Miami? Is it based out of Miami?
It's from Miami. Gets about 13 listeners.
Oh, dope. Do you Yeah, it's hard, dog. It's hard to get that thing going in the beginning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We started this podcast in 2020.
Okay.
Just before the pandemic. And it was crazy because it kind of like, man, pandemic, like everything else, you know. It kind of helped our podcast and it kind of messed it up because at that time I was living in Thailand.
Okay.
With my roommate JP, because like we were having technical issues right now just before we started, right? And I'm doing all this stuff now for the first time. Before, my buddy JP would do all the editing and stuff and the camera and everything, and I would get the guests, you know, and he would be like the young Jamie basically.
Mm-hmm. That's good fucking. And now you don't have the JP.
So now I need a JP, dog, in Miami. No, but it's good, bro. Like, yo, Chris was my motivation to do this, man, because like I saw that when he did the podcast with me, bro, he was able to like bomb. He had the microphones, he put it all together, you know.
Oh yeah, man.
Kind of like inspired me, like, yo, where there's a will, there's a way, you know.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, bro, we've been doing this one now for like we started it in Thailand, then took like a long break. But it's good, man. Now I'm getting into the Miami podcast. Now that I'm back, like I'm trying to like, there's like a lot of Miami podcasts. You know, we live like in a pretty poppin' city, so it might be.
We really do, man. Fucking
right.
I want this to become a comedy city, dude.
I kind of, bro. What do you think about that? Yeah. So what do you think about Miami? Nobody talks like they're trying to make a play for Texas, dog. Mm-hmm. But who the fuck, dog? I'm telling you, I want to go check out the rowing, all that stuff that's happening in Texas. But a part of me is like, yo, Texas, man.
You should.
Yeah, I want to go visit, but like Miami, I like Miami. Miami's pretty. What do you think about Miami being a comedy city? The people complain that there's a lot going on.
Right now, you're not going to be able to make a living at it, right?
But that's not for 10 years, dog. You know.
Well, here in general, right? Okay, fuck. Don't refill. You're not going to be able to make a living at it here unless you do cruise ships, unless you figure out a way to headline the road from here.
Yeah.
But I think you have to maybe build some sort of like a following. Well, with this, you can maybe fucking get like more followers to follow you and book yourself at, well, if this podcast grows. You haven't thought about that?
No, I never thought about connecting the phone.
If this
I just do this because this is like from but yo, that's right.
But
dog.
If this podcast grows and then people know you from the podcast, they might want to come watch you perform at their town. You know what I mean? So that's something that is important.
We need to build for this podcast. We need to build an American now base because I noticed that when I have people from overseas and like Zoom calls from my Thailand friends and like we get better
views
and like because my demographic is on freaking the wrong side of the world.
That's funny, dude.
So we got to build that Miami demographic, you know?
Yeah, you got to build the Miami demographic.
All right, so the Miami scene, the comedy scene in Miami. I don't know what the comedy scene is like in any other places, and I've only done comedy here, and I'm so fresh to it. But you can do right now a show Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah, even Tuesday. Yeah. You can do a show Monday through Friday right now in Miami. You can get at least for sure 5 minutes. Fuck, you can get 2 shows in, but Miami's spread out, dog. So like sometimes, we have a good setup on Friday.
Yeah, good setup. That
on Friday
bang,
we do Coral Way and Little Havana. We're like
right
we're both
there.
in Little Havana actually. It's just
it's
a funny
right
Little
there.
Havana. Is that Little Havana? Coral Way.
Kinda, yeah. Another thing too, Monday
you can get some big time on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday, and if you're like a book guy, like if you can do some Miami comedy shows. Like where they have some Red Bar, right?
Red Bar, yeah. You could do Red Bar. You could do
Broward.
You do Broward, yeah.
I haven't been to Broward in a while. When's the last time you've been to Broward?
Oh, dude, it's been so long.
And
not since the pandemic. Cause
really?
Yeah. So after everything had ended, right? Like the pandemic started in March, right? Then it went on for like a month, and then everyone was like, "Fuck, we want to reopen," And then I started like, what the fuck's a month after March?
April.
So April, I was already doing fucking.
So you're actually wrong guy.
I was like, so I think like April or May, I was already starting to do stand-up comedy again. But I would have to drive to Fort Lauderdale, to Boca Raton, to fucking all these far places to do stand-up, you know.
Because no Miami shows were open yet?
Yeah, none.
No way.
Lake Worth, yeah, none of them.
Oh, so then you were going to Broward. Like, did you ever go to Riverside? That's a pretty good show.
Riverside, I never did Riverside.
Plantation?
Nah.
I only did in Broward. I only did Riverside, and I did like 2 or 3. But I used to do Riverside all the time because remember for a minute there wasn't no Monday open mics, right?
Yeah. There wasn't like anything.
And now you guys got Dade County Comedy. When did you start Dade County Comedy?
So, Raul, Mike Dabin, and I, right, were at Taurus one day, and we're just on the mic, and we were there chilling, waiting, and all of a sudden we call them the Bump Squad, right? A couple of these comedians.
Oh yeah, the Bump Squad. That's so funny. That's a great name.
Yeah, the Bump Squad.
I was going to talk about this. Is another reason why I call you a comedian's comedian, because you don't pull that shit.
I don't bump people. Dude.
I'm not an asshole. Shit, dog.
I'm not an asshole. I've been doing, fucking.
It's my first year. I was very quiet and I just let everybody do whatever the fuck they want. But now that I'm getting my chops in, dog, I'm gonna start fucking saying something. Anyway, so continue.
This is a good they come, they fucking bump people. Yada yada.
Explain to the people, because like a lot of my fighter friends and a lot of guys
don't know that terminology.
All right, so let's talk. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, we gotta go. We're talking like we just as our friends from comedy.
Yeah.
All right, so bumping is like okay.
So,
boom.
So you already have like a lineup that's on, for the show, right?
Like at 9 o'clock, and there'll be 4 comedians on the lineup or 5 comedians.
Yeah. So then some comedian comes in, right? That maybe has a little bit more weight or a little more clout and comes up and then bumps the other comedians, which means goes in front of them, right? And then makes the show go longer. So it's okay when it's like one fucking person, right?
Like if Big Jay Oakerson finished at the Improv.
And then came in and that
fucking Manolo from fucking Hialeah, like Dude. Kendo from Manolo, from, one of our local guys is about to go. You're like, yo, listen, dog, you're gonna have to step aside and let Big Jay get on stage.
So that's why Jay went up, right? And then no one wanted to go up after Big Jay. Everyone was done. They're like, no, we don't want to go up. Obviously, after fucking Big Jay, which is crazy. Like, I would have loved to have performed after him, but fucking like no one wanted to go up,
Really?
Yeah, no one. It was funny.
Yeah, it's like a lot of weird. Yeah, so people don't go like going up after when somebody does really good.
Insane.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you call that? What do you reckon with that? Like with the comedians, do you see that a lot in comedy, or like what do you think that comes from?
Fear
of like what? So what?
Fear
like,
of doing bad.
So like what? Like somebody does really good, right?
Yeah.
And then people don't want to go after somebody who does really good, right?
Exactly.
That's like a thing in comedy, right? For like comedians, right? What do you reckon that is? Just like
they're just afraid that they're not gonna be able to hold their own. But sometimes you gotta just do it, dude. Like I had to follow Jimmy Schubert one time, and that was hard.
Oh shit!
Right,
yeah.
That was hard, but like I did it. Fucking, I do as good as him. Fuck no, I didn't do as good as him. But I tried my fucking best.
Exactly. Where was that at?
At Blue Jeans Blues up in Fort Lauderdale, I believe. Yeah, it was funny. After I had gone off stage, the guy apologized to me. Jimmy Schubert, he's like, sorry you had to follow me, dude.
Yeah. All right, so Dade County origin story. So you guys are at Taurus one night.
Yeah, that happens, right? A bunch of comics bump, right? And where I'm just like, I'm annoyed, dude, by this. I'm annoyed that there's not more options, So Raul, Daba, and I.
The main show, you guys are getting bumped already, not even know.
We're on the mic, and they came and were bumping us on the mic, as opposed to it's the mic. Go sign up. Go after. So it's a mic now, right? So fucking go behind the other comedians because it's an open mic. Sign yourself up, right? I don't believe in that bumping shit at all. I hate that shit. There's one time where I was at a show with you, and someone tried having me bump you. And I was like, I'm not going up then. I was like, I'm not fucking going up. Fuck that shit, dude. I don't like it at my core. I'm like, that's my boy. He got here earlier than I did, right? So then let me fucking go after my friend goes. Why the fuck am I going to go ahead and go up like before my friend or before, like other comics that have been here, since probably like 7 o'clock, right, to sign up on a mic. you know, and I'll act like I'm a hot shit. I'm not, dude. I'm just a fucking comic. I'm any other comic, man. You know, and that's the thing that I don't like too. There are some fucking comics, not gonna name names, that have an ego, right? That have a fucking ego about it and will fucking bump and will go up like that. That's fucked up. Where like you're not honestly, you're like we're like at this level of what we do this, we're not anything at all. You know, we're not really anything. We're not like those dudes that we look up to.
Yes.
Right? So we're not anything. So why the fuck am I going to think I'm better than you and go before you? No, dude, humble yourself. Fuck that. I get it if, like, you're up there. But not if you're still at, like, this level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure, man.
So that's what bothers me, you know? Or people that I know I'm funnier than, you know, that are going to go ahead and fucking, you know, bump like me or bump. Well, I don't. If I get bumped, all right, but I don't like it when it happens to like other people and shit. You know.
I understand that it happens. You know, I've been seeing it for a while now. It's pretty. You know what I'm saying? And then like, yeah, you don't know how to act with that. And I guess, and it's a tough one because a lot of times the people who do the bumping or whatever, they want to like. The host or the person wants to just they don't want to upset nobody. I'm sure, so it's like
they don't
want to be a dick.
They don't man
know?
up. They don't man up. They don't go like, no, dude, you showed up at whatever. Go fucking in the back. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, dude. It's just like fuck again. It's like
okay, but Dade County Comedy. So bum. So this is how.
This is how this happens.
So you guys are at because Dade County Comedy. You guys got a whole little operation going right now.
Yeah. So that's how that happens. Where we're like, you know, we want more options for like, because there's a bunch of comics that quit that day too. That never did stand up ever again.
Okay, boom.
Like,
All right, so you guys are at tours and it's just getting bad. People are just showing up and then the mic is just never gonna like people are on the mic.
People on the mic just left. You know, they never showed up and did comedy again. Right, new dudes that maybe could have been something, but like. That was fucked up, so they never like did it. So anyway, we were like, let's have our own shit, right? So and we have a rule where it's no bumping. No bumping. We don't bump people, on our shows at all.
No, there is none.
Yeah.
There's no bumping in. Oh shit! No,
dude.
No, bro. You can't pull up to a Dade County show. And get on the showcase.
No. Not unless if it's like...
Somebody pencils. Now, I've gone... This is how I think I got my first entry into a Dade County show. Where I think somebody didn't show up or something, or somebody cancels, and then you can't... Maybe you can
put
advance.
You on,
then you can advance. You can get, like, leveled up. You can get, like, promoted,
Exactly. Then there you go. And then, boom, you got paid. You got paid, too.
Exactly,
Or,
All right, so so how'd you guys get about starting Dade County Comedy and the name and everything? Like?
So, I drunkenly came up with a name. That was me. With the idea of, like, Dade County Comedy, like, yada, yada. I think it was...
You got the stickers? Because it's kind of like... It's
most of it's Raul, dude. Raul Hernandez,
We gotta get Raul here, dog. Fuck, I wasn't thinking about doing you guys together, but we just did the improv and shit, so we had to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, man.
Raul.
We gotta get you, Bubba.
Coming soon, Bubba.
Also, Raul, you're fat as fuck, dude.
Speaking of the devil.
Yeah. Pot calling the kettle black, bro.
If I got you guys both together on the podcast, I'm gonna put you in a fucking boot camp. My fucking...
Dude.
Like, all right, guys.
But yeah, Raul's the guy who reaches out to all the fucking venues,
Yeah.
And he's the guy who, I'll go ahead and book the shows, right? That's not what I like doing.
And you book the comics and stuff like this?
Yeah, like
that's what
you
mean by book the shows. You mean like he'll get the venues and you'll get the comics and stuff?
I'll get the comics, and shit. Sometimes I'm lazy about it and Raul will do it. I like equating it to, well, now Dab is not in it. But, yeah, whatever.
You had the 3-piece before.
Yeah, and wait, fucking let go of whatever. It's fine. Love him still.
Yeah. Shout out to fucking
Dabs,
Big Daba dog.
Yeah.
He still hooks me up all the time, so
love that dude.
I love me some Dabas.
So anyway, Raul really is the dude who does the flyers, who does like fucking everything. I'm just the guy who kind of helps out. I built the stage, I help host occasionally,
I was going to talk to you about that. Yo, hosting. Bro, you know what we need to get into? Announcing, man. You would be a great announcer, dog.
Oh, that would be fun.
I would love to fucking... Man, if I ever make I have some big... Bro, I have been having some ideas. If I ever had an MMA promotion that I'm color commentating for... Oh, yeah, speaking of big weekends, bro. You had a big weekend in the Miami Improv. I had a potential job interview for a color commentating gig, dog.
Good shit, dude.
Joe Rogan, watch your fucking back. Because the Badgers coming, dog.
Fucker.
And I'm coming with some flavor, dog. You don't understand, homeboy.
You don't understand, dude.
You don't understand. We're going to come with some Miami fire, dog. Yeah. But I had like a little on Friday, dog. Did you go to thank you after the improv, or you were tired and shit?
No, we didn't get an opportunity. We hung out at Copper Blues, Jay and I and this other young lady, and then fucking Raul. You know, we all just hung out.
Raul went to the Friday show? I didn't see him on Saturday.
Yeah, he went to the Friday one.
Hey, a lot of the homies came through and represented to come see you, right?
Yeah, man, that was cool as fuck.
That's cool, right?
I mean, I like to think they just came for Big J. That's why
they came for Big J, but I came for you, though.
Yeah. Thanks,
My bad, Big J. Next time he comes in the pot, dog, you got his info? Did you get his digits and shit like this?
Nah, man, I didn't.
How does that work? Like, I don't know, like, do you get their WhatsApp?
So, dude, the whole fucking weekend, right? This was what the rough part about the weekend, right? Big J, there's this dude that's a huge fan of Big J, right? That Big J's girlfriend Christine had, who's also kind of like his manager in a way.
Oh, dope.
Right? Had been talking to that films and takes photos, and he's like, oh, I would love to like film and take photos for him. So then Christine goes ahead and says, hey, you know, like this guy's gonna come through, film and take photos. And this guy comes, and he's a lot, dude. Like the whole weekend, he's a lot. Like this guy can't shut the fuck up. It was like rough, man. It was like just fanning out, like too much talking, like just wouldn't shut the fuck up, right?
Really? He was there all weekend or what?
Like pretty much all weekend, bro. He showed up all 3 days, right? And it was so the shows that he wasn't there for, bro, it was so peaceful. It was so quiet, and I just got to have like normal conversation with Jay, you know.
He was in the green room?
Yeah. I feel like maybe like I could have gotten his number if it weren't for this lunatic asking for Jay's number.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, because this guy was asking. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna ask for this dude's number.
Yeah,
right.
The guy was asking.
No, Jay. I'm not gonna.
The guy was asking.
Yeah. I'm not gonna ask for Big J's number, but if Big J wants to give me his number, that'd be cool.
That's weird. Yeah, I know. I may ask his number, but whatever. Like, at least he knows you now. You got your foot in the door. You brought him to tours, bro. So
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the guy kind of knows me now. Watch, he forgets about me within fucking.
Yeah, it might happen. Be like, yeah, open for you. Be like, what?
Exactly.
Which time? Because he probably does a lot of.
Exactly.
Well, here's the catch.
Every fucking weekend, dude.
He's got 50
fucking weekend,
54 Tarnos a year.
Exactly, dude. Every weekend. So it's going to be like, yeah, fucking maybe I'll remember you.
Yeah, you make bread when you do the improv, huh? So you know how do you know the pay structure when these guys and the headliners, when they make money for like comedians, yo?
Yeah, it depends. So
they take the door money
they'll sometimes get like a set rate, right? And then door deal, you know, it just depends on the deal they negotiate, right? So the door deal is a deal that you'll get 80% of the door, right? Like of ticket sales.
Damn. So like, what's a sold out show in improv?
Sold out show, I think, is like 300 and something, right? So
I wonder how many people were there yesterday. You know, like more or less.
It was
did they have the head count?
Yeah, like 300 like seats. So
yesterday
times
was sold
that
300?
times 25. You know, yada
300 times 25. Wow, 300. You know that at all?
I don't fucking know math, man. Well, anyway,
Damn,
I had calculated like what he had made over the weekend. I think he broke over 20,000. You know, can you imagine doing that, dude?
For 5 hours.
Yeah, man.
But bro, it's hard, dog.
It's hard.
Speaking for an hour straight, dog.
I
saw him get the light yesterday. I thought he got the light at 45 minutes. Didn't I?
Yeah, 45. He did 45. Yeah.
Well, that's all he was.
That's all he did. He said he's gonna do 45. So he did 45.
He did get the light at 45 because you brought him up and it was exactly 11 o'clock. And then I saw him get the light. And my boy Juan was next to me. I had a friend of mine too that came to watch, dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh look, he's got the light. And I was like, and then my boy was like, what does that mean? I was like, oh, that means that he's got And I said, for us, it's a minute. But I said, I thought headliners have to do 60 minutes. That's why I told him maybe they give him the light at 15 minutes. You know?
No.
But the light is at that was the same 1 minute.
5 minutes before, like 5 minutes.
So he did
So you
45
just gave
minutes.
the light at 40, and then 5 minutes to wrap it up.
I wonder what some headliners can pick their time slots, I guess.
Yeah. Like the amount of time they do and shit.
Every night he did 45 minutes?
Yeah. 45 every night.
I'm working at a comedy club now, dog, an exclusive one. We got to keep it on the low, dog. But the headliners do an hour usually, but sometimes they do a little more, dog. Those, you know what I mean? And then they have the other, like the opening acts will do like 10 minutes. And then Stebbins will do like, he'll run his thing, you know?
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
Like, start to show off. I seen you out there. That was good when I saw you and Chris out there, man.
That was fun, man. That was cool, dude.
It's a good time. Have you been out there a few times before to check out some shows?
That was the first time checking you out, man.
That was your first
time?
time? Fuck, how good.
Cool.
You're going to come to the next one, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna come. The next one is on my birthday.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
But I'm going to work it. Just fuck it. Because it's comedy, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You guys come after and let's chill after. And we'll chill like we did last time.
We'll chill afterwards, man. Yeah, Luis
And then,
Gomez.
And then the same guy.
Aaron Berg, dude.
Yeah. And then I wonder who else is going to be on it. There's going to be one opener.
Yeah.
Damn, that'd be crazy. Oh, no. Maybe. Wait, Aaron.
Then you have David Stevens hosting.
Yeah. Which is always like a show and a half, dog. That's my favorite part, yo.
Yeah.
To watch. That's the kind of comedian I want to be like, yo.
David Stevens?
Yeah.
Fucking, he's a madman, bro. He's a madman. He's a crazy person.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I like the way he hosts, and I like hosting and shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the energy and stuff. So, I like how he does it, dog. Like, that's like, I've never seen his, like, actual, like, stand-up, though. Like, an hour. Like, I haven't seen, like, his, I've just seen him do his hosting there, and it's amazing, bro. It's crazy. That's all he does, he says.
Dude, he's, like, giving phone calls to Chris Cilio right now.
It's
the funniest shit. He's giving him comedy coaching, I guess.
You weren't there? Oh, because that was I was working that day, dog, for your surprise party, bro.
Yeah,
you weren't there.
That was fun.
Who brought him? How did he get there? He took the bus
took an
there.
Uber.
Okay,
Yeah, bus. What the fuck? STS,
he has like a service that can take him, dog. Yo, I remember when I met you, bro. That's one of the first things that I seen about you, bro. Like, you would help, like, you were helping him out. You guys started out together, right? This is a good thing that I have you on the podcast, dog. So people don't know. He was my first guest back in Miami that I had to, we stopped and took a little break. So tell us about that, man. When did you meet Chris? You guys started doing comedy around the same time?
So I met Chris, right, in 2015. Been doing stand-up for like a year, right? At the same place, doing sets, yada, yada, yada. And then Chris came along, fucking killer, funny as fuck, you know. Chris, right, always had a group of friends around him. So I never really went up to, like, Chris.
And he was already blind, right?
He's blind, yeah.
He had a group of friends that would bring him and stuff
all
like
the
this?
time. His friends would pack out the place, yeah.
Oh, it's probably people that he grew like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he grew up with all that shit. So his friends would come, like, all the fucking time. You know, Chris would go and do, like, his sets and shit. You know, and eventually, like, his friends didn't come, right? And he's alone. So then I went up to him, and I was like, hey, man, you know, name's, like, Alex Tarno. You know, you're funny as fuck. You know, there's other mics if you want to do them. You know, I don't know if you know about that or not. I don't really see you out and about. I only see you at this one. And so I just started to drive him around to do mics, dude. You know, and the first other mic that he did was Cafe Blue, man. That was fucking cool as shit, you know. Was Cafe Blue. And Cafe Blue was like a writer's room. Then, you know, we went to, what is this place called again back in the day? Churchill's.
Yeah. Oh, they had comedy at church, like open mic at Churchill's, right?
Yep.
And then like Wingwood area, right? Downtown.
Yeah. So
they always have like the punk shows there and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And once I, you know, brought him around, he started to pick up speed and shit, dude. And yeah, man, we've been friends ever since. He's like one of my best friends. He's easily like, I think, my best friend. Like in comedy and in general, like he's my best friend. You know, fucking love him to death, man. I remember the third time I ever drove him. It was the first time I got high. Like smoking weed, it was horrible, dude. It's fucking terrifying.
Really?
The worst experience of my. I don't like weed, man.
Like super paranoid, right? Like it's fucking.
Don't like
if
weed.
you don't like weed, you don't like it. For sure.
Yeah, I don't fuck with it at all. You know. So, with Chris, right? It's gonna be my first time smoking. We're going to
First
this
time
girl.
smoking with a blind guy.
Yeah. So I go to this girl's house this girl's apartment that I'm currently fucking, right? And we go all the way up to the rooftop, and it's in Coral Gables, so it's all lush and green and, you know, fucking trippy and shit, you know, from the rooftop. And, you know, we're passing around a blunt. I was with Mateo Rodriguez and also Jonathan Farag too, right? And this girl's friend. And we're, you know, passing around a blunt. And I'm like, oh, I'm not high. I was totally fucking high for sure. And this girl, you know, that was fucking, like, goes, oh, take this. And she handed me a dab rig.
Oh my god, that's like super sophisticated for first time smoking
Dude,
too.
and I took a dab my first time, and
That's crazy.
Dude, fucking
Yeah,
tripped
for sure,
balls. It was horrible, dude. Horrible experience.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, long story
Get
short,
high as fuck.
dude, I was doing stand-up comedy like
You must
on
have
the
been coughing,
roof,
right? Like you
Yeah.
must have been coughing
Mhm.
like crazy.
coughing like crazy, dude. I was doing stand-up, like for them, like fucking. But I thought I was at Cafe Blue, and I zoned back in. I was like, oh shit, I'm on a rooftop. So I was like, I saw images from when I was a baby, bro. It was fucking crazy. It was terrifying.
That's awesome.
And then I
man.
had to drive Chris home that night, and I was
Mad
like
baked,
tripping, dude.
paranoid and stuff.
Tripping. I kept saying over and over again, I could see. And Chris goes, yo, you're rubbing it in, bro. You're rubbing it in, dude.
That's awesome, man. Dog. So you've been in the game now 8 years. You just finished a big weekend, opening up for Big Jay Oakerson. So the hard work's trying to pay off, man. You've been putting in the time, man. You know, like doing the work.
Dude.
You've been putting in the same amount of work as somebody who's been starting just a year ago. You're getting the same amount of hours and mic sense. So it just goes to show, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's great, man. What are the plans for the future? We're gonna wrap this puppy up, dog. We've been going for a good hour, so.
Okay.
What kind of yeah, man. What do you got plans for the future? What are your goals?
My goal, dude, save up some bread, you know, and I want to go ahead and move to either New York or Austin or California and pursue this more. You know, I want to get more of these improv sets here, right, and see where that helps me and takes me and, you know, gets my chops better, right? And then, yeah, move and further my career, keep going. Try. I have a day job the whole time, obviously, you know. Don't be a starving artist, fucking, you know, work while you do it.
You gotta, bro, touch on that a little bit. Because, you know, I had a friend in the podcast, my boy Brad Riddell, he's a UFC fighter, and I always ask advice for up-and-coming athletes. And that's one of the first things he said. He's like, you gotta do this with a real job and work regular, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, like, that's how you can, like, really test
That's
like,
how you
your love for it.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, if you really love it, when
you
you're
could
gonna do it for free.
sustain doing it. When you do it for free, that's the thing, man. Because, like, if I never make it, I'm still gonna do it because I love doing it.
Yes.
I love doing it.
Exactly,
Yeah,
dog.
I'm never gonna stop doing it. I can't imagine stopping doing this shit, dude. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's the best thing to do.
Even if you had, like, even if for whatever reason, you know, shit happens, dog, right?
Yeah.
Something happens or whatever, you're not on a fucking, you know, like on a show or whatever, doing big shows. You're still going to be hitting up the scene, getting on stage, dog.
Exactly,
You're born
dude. And
for
if
it,
you
dog.
work
This is what you
a
love to do,
normal
yo.
job, you work a normal job, and that's fine, dude.
And then you can do your comedy on the side, dog.
Exactly.
As long as you're pursuing your passion, there's nothing wrong with, like, doing other things, right? Like, because
Exactly, dude.
it's a hobby, it's a passion, man. That's what keeps you young, bro. You know, like, sometimes when you do something you love, dog, you know?
When you do something you love, bro. A lot of people don't have that. I'm fortunate enough that I do, man.
How lucky. Yo, we are so lucky. I've gotten lucky so many times in my life. I have to be so grateful that I keep finding things that I love to do. Where some people go their whole life and they never find it.
They never
dog.
find it. They
sucks,
just
man.
watch Netflix and eat nachos till they die.
Fuck, man.
It
They just
fucking
work
sucks,
these jobs.
dude.
They just, the
Work
biggest,
shitty jobs, you know.
or even good jobs.
Or even good
but imagine
jobs, but
the
they're not
biggest,
happy.
the biggest accomplishment of their, It's good, dog. But like, yeah, dog, just making money. Like all that, you're only just making more. I guess you can make money, dog. You can make money. You know, like you can make good money.
Yeah, you can make.
Be happy,
So you can make $100,000 being a fucking waiter.
Dog, you definitely can make 100,000 right now a year making a waiter.
Yeah.
You're in the service industry now, right? Still?
Yeah.
And you got a new. Oh, you just got a new job too, right? You got like a few things
like
going
a
on,
tutor.
dog.
Yeah. I'm a tutor and I work at a bar. You know, so fucking like I'm doing those two things, man.
Do you feel like? Because I feel like that's what one of the things that got me confident. Like I used to make jokes. I've always felt like. And I started doing comedy now, like a lot later in my life. But dog, I've always been like, that's one of my things. I've always had the same personality. Like even in the fighting game, people know me as being like fucking funny. You know what I'm saying? But I used to be a waiter for like 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
That was my last job that I had before I moved to Thailand.
Yeah.
I used to work at Carrabba's as a server, but I used to always make my clients laugh, and I used to have like little one-liners for them, you know, like when I would serve them and stuff like that. You know?
I'm not like that. I don't give a fuck. No, I do my job.
But you talk to them, dog. You gotta be, but you gotta be nice, dog.
I might make them giggle, but
you make them laugh, dog.
I'm a nice dude. I'm a nice dude.
Exactly.
I'm
dog.
smiling while I'm working. You know, yeah, all that bullshit. You know.
Yeah,
but,
bro.
Yeah.
I didn't have one-liners, but like, dog, I would have some shit. You know, like I used to know how to make them go. We used to do this birthday thing. I used to work at Outback, and I used to do this thing where like when it was their birthday, bro, I used to they'd be like, yo, can you sing happy birthday? I'm like, yeah, for sure. So I used to get 2 cakes, dog. I'll get a cake, and I'll get the box, and I'll take the cake out the box, and then we'll be coming out singing like happy birthday to you, and then I'll pretend like I fall, and I'll be like, oh. And I spill the cake in front of the whole table, dog. And the whole place would be like,
Jesus Christ.
and I'm like, nah, just kidding. And then the person comes out with the cake.
How often did you do this?
That was my shit. I did it every birthday, dog.
Dude, I would have fucking freaked out if I was your manager. Bro.
No, bro, the people loved it, dog. So you go like this, like boom, and then go like this. I make a face. I used to act and everything. I'd be like, oh fuck. And then the people like would be like.
Freaking out.
And then they come out with the cake. They're like, ah, that was
we
my
got you, fucker. That's funny as fuck,
That was my go-tos. That was one of my go-tos. And then I'll be like, yo, it's happy hour. And they'll be like, oh, I'm on antibiotics. And I'm like, oh, that's the best time. They're like, no, I can't drink. I'm on antibiotics. And I'm like, that's the best time. That's another one. Anyways.
Dude, fuck it. I used to do this thing.
Communicate. Yo, boom, there you go.
Yeah, I used to do this thing with birthdays where, you know that thing you toss fucking wings in? That fucking little
big bowl
thing? Right? So you get that and a ladle, right? And go, bah, 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 freak the fuck out of people.
And just make mad noise.
Yeah, sports girl, we have a birthday. Yeah. And then sing happy birthday. Yeah. And then I would take the fucking thing, right? The big pan thing and hit myself on the fucking head with it.
Like a wrestler, dog.
Yeah. Bing. Yeah.
Would it make noise or what? Like,
it would make a loud noise, dude. It was loud as hell, dude.
Damn, bro. So you just finished, man. That's amazing. Dog, your first big weekend in the big... We
got you
fresh. We got you fresh off the boat, man. We got you fresh off your first weekend. It's funny because we were going to have you... And look how one thing leads to another. You started with the Florida's Funniest. And then you did a contest you didn't want to do. Yeah. Or like you felt like for whatever reason, because there's like old school, there's like comedians that have been doing it for like a long time, right? Like 20-year plus.
Just the guys that I felt like were going to get it, you know, and then...
But look, they did get it, and everything went up. But then look, other things came off from it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like what happened to me, man. Listen, when I was in Thailand in 2014, I did the Tiger Muay Thai tryouts, and I tried out for the team, and they only selected five people, and I wasn't part of the original selection. You know, they selected the first 5 guys, but then they put same thing like you, dog. They picked the first 5 people, and they were like, "Hey, listen, it was really close. It was like between you and like 2 other guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we had to go with them, but." And then I still got free training. I still got a meal plan. You know what I'm saying? I got all these benefits just without the main thing of the medal of winning the 5 people. You know?
Yeah.
But I still got the free training, and then I was still able to like pursue that and capitalize on my career because like through that I was able to live in Asia the whole time and stay and I didn't have to leave Thailand. You know?
It's fucking fantastic, dude.
And I didn't get the original scholarship. You know, I got like the B team scholarship.
But you got something.
It got something, dog, and it's because I showed up and we did. And you know, you gotta expose yourself and put yourself out there.
Yeah, put yourself out there, dude. Doors just don't open up for you.
Exactly.
You gotta open them up, dude.
Boom. Closed mouth don't get fed, dog.
Exactly, man.
If you would have just texted that girl, hey, thank you so much. What if you never text her? But you said, hey, I think I'd be a great person for Big J.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yes, you fucking would.
Yeah.
But she might have not even thought about that if you didn't say that.
Uh-huh. You got, dude, just one thing. You got palante, a little bit more, you know? And fucking Tim Dillon's coming in, you know? It's down here, I'm like...
Onward and forward. Oh, my God.
I think so, dude.
Yo,
that'd be crazy.
I will 100%. Yo, Tim Dillon's the fucking podcaster of podcasters to me. I love his podcast so much. Did you watch his last special?
Yeah, I did, man. It was pretty fucking good.
I wonder if it would be. I hope it would be a new hour that he's working.
Yeah. He's not gonna do that hour that's already out.
When you see a special, when the guy puts out a special, they're not gonna do that no more, right?
Yeah, no, they're not.
So
gonna
that
do
special's
it.
already like that.
It's in the can. They're not gonna do that again. Yeah, they're not gonna do it again.
How long does it take to think of an hour of material?
Fucking nuts, dude. I struggle with fucking like I could probably do 30, right? And I'd be struggling my ass off by
so people understand,
last,
bro.
Like 10 minutes, dude. Yeah.
8 years in the game, and you got like 30 minutes that you can put your name on.
Yeah,
right?
probably put my name on. Yeah.
Okay. That's just to let people on the outside who are listening know how crazy this shit is.
Exactly,
bro.
dude. Exactly. It's a struggle, dude. It's a struggle. It's a real one, bro. It's a real one, but it's a fun one, dude.
Yeah, and when you make it, it's gotta be even harder because like when you get
it's gotta be way harder, dude.
Like when you get to a Ricky Cruz level, then you gotta do better than the last shit that you did
exactly,
before.
Dude. That guy.
What, dog?
Yeah, that guy was
You
knocking
kidding
out.
me?
Dude, that guy's knocking out 30 minutes this whole fucking weekend, dude.
What did he do today? Did he do 30 minutes?
Not today, but
I mean, I'm sorry. What did he do last night?
He did 30.
He did 30, right?
Yeah, he did 30.
Dog, I saw him do. He did the Comedy Inn my first night working there,
Mm-hmm.
and he did, bro. I don't know what he did, 10 to 15, but I think he did a different 10 to 15 every fucking night, Friday and Saturday, 3 shows, right?
Yeah, man.
And then I was like, oh damn. When I went to go see you, I was excited, yo, fucking see his harder, but I was like, oh damn, I just heard Ricky his recent good shit.
Yeah.
In the last month, right? Bro, he had a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of new
He had more new jokes, dog.
That's years.
He didn't even use his
The
best shit in front of 300 people. He didn't even have. He has the level. I gotta get him on the pod, dog.
Yeah,
I gotta
dude.
hit him up. I gotta
He
get him.
lives in Kendall.
I gotta get him next, bro. I'm gonna slide in his DMs.
Yeah,
Fuck it,
slide in
dog.
his DMs, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get some fucking. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that was amazing. Yeah.
That's an OG. You should get on this fucking podcast, bro.
Okay, I gotta heal. You think he wouldn't mind coming through? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so at all, man.
Hell yeah. I'm just so shy, dog. I gotta stop being a little pussy, dog.
Yeah. Stop being a
Fucking-
bitch.
Look at the way I live, dog. What the
Yeah,
fuck? We're
dude.
gonna say no, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Come on, dude.
All right, so man, I'm excited, dog. Closed mouth don't get fed. You got it going for the up and comers in the game, dog. Give us something to close the show with. What advice would you give anybody who thinks they're funny and wants to get into this comedy game, dog? I know we've been dropping gems all this episode, but what's a little piece of Tarno that if somebody wants to sign up and do an open mic?
Keep doing it. Take that first step. That first step is the scariest fucking step, doing it. When you finally start doing stand-up. That first mic, everything, you know. Like, we all know that feeling of, like, when we first started doing it.
It's crazy.
The first time, you know, fucking terrifying. Take that first step. That's the hardest step you're going to take. And then just keep fucking doing it. Keep building. Find that first 5 minutes that's killer. Then, boom, find another 5 minutes that's killer. And then you elongate your sets. You keep working. Just keep working. And realize that you are not shit either. You're nothing. So keep fucking working hard. Just keep trying, dude. You know, stay humble. You know, but also, same thing. Closed mouths don't get fed. You got, whenever you want to take an opportunity, try to take an opportunity. Whenever you can. You know, you might get lucky and might move forward. You know, just align myself doing it. You know, so keep moving forward. That's it. Like fucking Walt Disney says, keep moving forward, bro.
Don't stop, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop. Once you start, you just gotta keep going, dog.
But if you suck, get out of the game.
All right.
but
Take a hint, motherfucker.
Yeah.
If these motherfucking comedians ain't nice to you after a year, dog, you'd be like, all right, dog, maybe there's
yeah.
How long do you give yourself before like be like, all right, I suck, dog, you know?
Dude, Bro, if you don't get chuckles within the first year, what the fuck's wrong with you? You gotta get at least a couple. Yeah. If you don't get any chuckles, then get the fuck out. But like, dude, yeah. But if you see you're doing good at it, keep going. But like, honestly, bro,
dog. There's a lot of delusion in this
give
shit,
yourself
bro.
a fucking year, and if you don't see any progression, don't fucking do it anymore. Cause this shit sucks if it doesn't go well, bro.
Fucking. Bro, I could see, yo, there's a high suicide rate in comedians,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
There's a lot of comedians die alone in their hotels.
Exactly, dude.
What is the fucking correlation? It's like overdose or suicide?
Yeah, just gunshot in the head, man. Yeah, depression.
What is it about the, there's a correlation between, like, making people laugh and, like, fucking still hating yourself,
yeah,
dog.
man.
You know what I'm
Comics hate
saying,
themselves,
dog?
dude. Yeah, some comics hate themselves.
Same thing with like fighting sometimes, dog. You know, it's like, why do you fight? It's like, I fucking hate myself. It's the only thing. Fighting is the only thing that makes me not hate myself, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then now I have a replacement for that because I'm fucking done with
comedy.
that. I can't do it for much longer.
Can't do it for much longer, bro.
And training's not the same, bro. You know? You know what's crazy, right? It takes 10 years to get like that craft workmanship, right?
Yeah.
It takes 10 years of anything, or the 10,000 hour rule, right?
Yeah.
I definitely have 10,000 hours on the mat in jiu-jitsu and training MMA. But the thing about the 10,000 hours in comedy is you can be home writing all you want all day long.
Unless you do it.
It doesn't matter, dog. You can be practicing in the mirror, all these jokes. Podcasts, comedians say that podcasts help, like, I watch some podcasts of comedians and they're just trying to do bits on their fucking cast.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool, but then I don't know. Don't be fooling the audience, dog, with some bits, bro. I guess if they whatever. But the only way to mimic that time on stage is to get on stage, dog. So stage time is so valuable,
right?
Get
on stage.
How crazy valuable do you need that stage time?
Yeah, all the time, dude. That's the only thing that matters is stage time, dude.
It's like a tournament, right? Like, yo, you can do a year of training jiu-jitsu in the gym, but then when you go to a jiu-jitsu match, and the referee's there, and there's a timer, and like after 2 minutes, you're like, what the fuck? You're exhausted, bro.
Yeah.
And that's how it is on stage, dog. Like, when it's going bad, that shit goes slow, dog.
Slow.
But when it goes good and you murder,
there's not enough time to fucking work.
Yeah, but like when it goes well, it goes fast.
Yeah.
You get the light, you're like, oh, shit.
World, bro.
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
It's like the difference is, bro. When it goes well, you're like, oh my god, and then you see the guy go like this, you're like, oh damn, I didn't even say half the things I wanted to say.
Yeah,
You just go on like a roll. But damn, dog, when it's bad, I'm like, where the fuck are you guys?
I need that light.
Like, and then sometimes you just see him like, thank God, dog, you know? Listen, I know you're not supposed to run the light, but I give respect to the comedians that don't feel the fear of like, oh, that's crazy, dog. Like, for me, when I get the light, I'm like, good, dog, I'm ready to get off that shit. But some people will run that light, dog. Like, you get the 1 minute and they'll just stay there forever, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy, I mean, that's fucked up kind of too.
How can you, bro? That's crazy. What is that? What is that, bro?
Yeah.
It's just that
ego,
dog.
Baby, ego.
And you get good at this shit, and your head can blow up. If you get good at comedy, bro, if you learn how to crush and make people laugh.
Ego, dude, fucking, it's
you don't want to let go,
man.
I heard Carlos Mencia used to do like 3-4 hours, dog.
It's a dick move, yeah, dude.
It's a dick move, right? And for the staff and shit, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yo, we should pop in. He's gonna be there again. We should pop in just to see if he pulls that shit again, dog. Just to see, like,
if he's gonna be
I'm not gonna
3
go.
hours.
I'm not gonna go pay no ticket. I don't know. Do you know Carlos Mencia? Some people in Miami. He has like Miami. Is he a Miami scene guy or what?
Not a Miami scene guy.
Has he ever been to Taurus?
No, dude. Of course not.
He never been to Taurus.
Yeah, it's no.
Dog, I can't believe Big Jay came to Taurus, bro.
He's fucking insane, dude.
That's a comics comic. That's gotta be a comics comic. Like we were saying.
That's all I want to be, dude. Comics comic and be a little bit successful at this.
Yeah,
fucking
that's the way
support
to go.
myself. That's it, dude.
Make some bread. Make a good living, dog.
Make a good living, dude.
Make a good living.
Pay for my health insurance. Put some money away.
That's it, dog.
That's it. You know.
Don't even gotta be rich, bro.
Don't even have to be
Now,
rich.
if I'm going on your plane to watch you do your Netflix special, I'm not gonna complain about it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a way. There's some bread in this game. There's like
there's money to be made, dude.
There's money to be made, and it's like a show business game, though.
Exactly.
That's what you gotta remember too. It's what I'm trying to remember from like a lot of the mistakes that I made in fighting, as far as the show business aspect. Now I gotta remember in comedy, like, not to make those same mistakes.
Make those same. Yeah.
Like you were saying, you're never ready. Like, there's never a time when you think you're ready. Like, oh, I don't think I'm ready for, like, well,
you gotta just do it.
You just gotta do it, dog. You'll
do
find
it.
out. fail fucking
Fail. It's fine.
fail further. What is that joke? Fail harder.
Yeah.
You know, like fail again and fail bigger or something
Exactly.
like that. I like that quote, dog. Like fail greatly. Like,
Yeah, man.
have you ever heard that arena? Have you ever heard that the man in the arena?
No, what?
You never heard that one? Fuck,
No.
I wish I played. It was like, be like it says the naysayers, the one that where it talks about like how like don't worry about like what the people say, like the naysayers, like the man in the arena. It's I believe it's a famous I think Theodore Roosevelt made like a speech about it. It's called The Man in the Arena, where it's like it's like don't ever judge like the man in the arena is like the star, dog. Like don't like forget the naysayers and the people that the do-gooders. I think they could do better, you know, like the people on the sidelines are talking, you know, like it's the guy that's in the limelight, like taking the hits, taking the L's, you know. That's where, like, that's where the growth. That's where you get better.
That's where you get better, bro.
Hell yeah. Yo, Tarno, anything coming up right now? So where can people follow you on social media if they want to come see you?
Tarno Time on Instagram and all platforms. Tarno Time.
Tarno Time. They can catch you hosting a few times a week.
Plug
it up.
Got a couple
Dade
shows.
County.
Dade County Comedy. Come follow us on that. You know, I'm always around, always doing shit, dude. You know.
Hope now the newest member of the Miami Improv
team, hopefully,
team,
yeah.
Dog. Well, hopefully, listen, you just did your first.
And
bro,
it went great,
you
man.
You performed. You did a set 2 weeks ago, and then a week later, you're working as a paid comic
at the
Miami Improv. So hopefully, you're the new opener for the Miami Improv.
One of at
Tim
least.
Dillon,
Yeah.
Tim Dillon. I'm sure Tim Dillon watches the Honey Badger Hour.
I'm pretty sure, dude. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, bro. If Tim Dillon came on this podcast, he wouldn't be the biggest guest. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, dude.
We had the champ on here, dog. So, yo, Tim Dillon, if you want, I'll let you on the show.
Come
dog.
on, dude. Yeah.
You come to Miami. Oh, damn, bro. Yo, Tarno, listen, if you do go to Tim Dillon, dog, you slide, you be like, listen, I know this guy. You got to come down to Kendall.
You gotta go down to Kendall, do a podcast, dude.
Change your life.
Change your life. It's a huge podcast.
Fucking biggest podcast of your career, bro. You want to make it in Miami comedy? You got to do the
Honey Badger Hour, bro.
Yo, Tarno, thank you so much for coming, bro.
Fuck yeah, brother.
We had a great chat, my man.
Oh,
Busted like
yeah.
a solid hour in there. Hour 40,
Good
doggy.
shit. Hour 40?
Where we at? 141, dog.
Nice,
We're at
dude.
141 right now, my man.
Cool. Fuck yeah, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honey Badger Hour, episode 50. We're out.
Hey.
Episode 55.
55.
Episode 55. I keep fucking that up. We're out.
All right.